Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Wilmington for our in-person and our online service. I'd like to let you stand and join the celebration singers as we get started.
We come together to behold the power of love, the power of light. We come together to behold. We are divine. Lift up your hands, oh, lift up your hearts. Lift up your vision, lift it to the stars. Dance in the glory, whirl in the grace. See God in every face. See God in every face. We come together to behold the power of love, the power of light. We come together to behold. We are divine. Lift up your hands, oh, lift up your hearts. Lift up your vision, lift it to the stars. Dance in the glory, whirl in the grace. See God in every face. See God in every face. Lift up your hands, oh, lift up your hearts. Lift up your vision, lift it to the stars. Dance in the glory, whirl in the grace. See God in every face. See God in every face. See God in every face.
Yes, indeed. God is in all of our faces, and it's a beautiful vision that I see in front of me. I'm Lainey Mauger, and I'd like to welcome you again to Unity of Wilmington. Is there anybody here for the first time? The second or third time? Yay, very good. Congratulations. And welcome to all of us who keep coming back, because this is the place to be, our spiritual home. And welcome to all of you out there, too. Glad for you to join us this day. Our program today, if you will, has Christopher Dean in the sound booth bringing us sights and sounds, musicians, Justin Lacey, Mitch Ebert, and our music director, Katie Dees. Our prayer partner for the day is Chris Mullen, who will be happy to join you over there, and he will be doing our daily word. And our lesson today will be given by Dr. Herbert Harris. Yay. Okay. So please join me as we say our underlying principle. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. From that flows our three affirmations. I am a beloved expression of God. I am here for a holy purpose. I am in the right place at the right time, right now. Now, Chris Mullen.
Good morning. Okay, we're reading the Daily Word for Sunday, April 30th, 2023. It's entitled Simplicity. I pause to appreciate life's simplest blessings. Today I give thanks for the simplest blessings, the small things that bring a smile to my lips and a warm feeling to my heart. A hug from a friend, a cuddle from a child, a stroking of the soft fur of a beloved pet fills my awareness with love. The sudden lift I get seeing a favorite person's handwriting in the mail, or the thrill of spotting a rainbow after a cleansing rain shower sparks lasting happiness in my heart. These things and more remind me that true contentment is found in life's smallest moments, that everyday treasures that comprise daily life and draw me close to God. I focus on these simple blessings and grow in gratitude for my life's many gifts. And this is a reading from Psalms 144, verse 15. Happy are the people to whom such blessings fall. Happy are the people whose God is the Lord. And we say, so it is.
And now our soloist, Chris Rickert.
I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leaves you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you'll dance. I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. And loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some hell-bent heart leave you bitter. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, dance. I hope you'll dance. I hope you'll dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance.
Woo! Chris, you sound so professional, doesn't he? I mean, like he really does this for a living, man, and you do a great job of it. I like those songs where people can really sing. You know, a lot of people sing with like more movement and grunts and stuff. I do movement and grunts, but not much, with not much talent. But wow, thank you so much. Wow. Those of you who've seen me sing and play realize that's very true. And if you watch me, you'll think I'm really killing it. But if you just listen, you go, I don't know about him. All right. Thank you so much for being here today. Those of you on, I always want to see TV land. That's so antiquated. Those of you in cyberspace, thanks for joining us. just be a part of what we're doing. What we do here, you do exactly as we do here. You do it where you are. So now let us do our meditation to prepare for the message today. Just sit straight up in your seat. Put your feet flat on the floor. And put your hands palm down on your legs. Close your outer eyes and open your inner eyes. Today we focus on joy. What brings you joy? Take a deep breath. Just feel that joy coming into your spirit. Let it out slowly. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. And see today, this day, a beautiful day. See those things that bring you joy, that make you smile, that make you feel good inside. See the joy of good health. See yourself whole, full of life. See yourself radiant, sending out vibrations of love and contentment. And say, it is good. Together, it is good. And see those people that are dear to you, those people who love you, those people who care about you. See those people who are excited when they see you. Just see them smiling and remember how it makes you feel when they look up to you, when they share good things with you. And say, it is good together. It is good. And now let's see our lives in the totality of what it is with our family, with our homes. See ourselves standing in front of the mirrors, looking at ourselves in good health, looking at ourselves in abundance. And have that feeling of completion, of contentment, and of joy. Joy. Let us say that together. Joy in my life. Just let that joy sink in. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. Give yourselves a hand. You know, Alan, I was visualizing your house down by the river. I got to get a house by the river. You know, it's something about, how many of you live near the water? Doesn't that do something for you? I mean, I don't know what it is. I have this theory that when the rays from the sun come in, they bounce off the water. If you notice when you live near water, you have to squint. And I think it's because that energy, those rays are so pure. And so as I was doing my visualization, I kept seeing the river and your house. I'm like, I think I may come and visit. Wow. Well, today, this is a special day. We're closing out. You know, the first third of the year is gone. I mean, I don't know where it went. But we're closing out the first third of the year. And so it really brings me, our topic for today is reimagine your life. And the reason this message really was so present was because as we're closing out the year, not closing out, as we're moving on to the next level of the year, I look at these first 4 months and like, man, what have I been doing? I mean, they went by so fast. And so reimagine your life is a topic that is timely, but it's also prescriptive in that we can reimagine our lives to transform our lives from what it is to what we want it to be. So before we get into that, though, let's do a couple of affirmations, to get us ready. And those who are watching in cyberspace, talk to your computer. Look in that computer and say, I feel great today. Let's do that together. I feel great today. Hope your neighbors are not looking. Say, man, he's in there talking to the computer. Let's do another one today. Health is important. I feel, no, let's don't feel, let's I am perfect health. Let's do that one. I am perfect health. Let's say it like you mean it. I am perfect health. Woo! Now we're ready. Last one, I am open and receptive to a great message. Let's say that. I am open and receptive to a great message. I guess I just patted myself on the back, right? Well, we always talk about the mastermind principle. So if it's a great message, we did it. If it's not, then you did it. When we look at this topic, I really felt moved this time to really line up the Bible with the message. Very often we have to always remember we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And that the Bible is really a source of practical and spiritual wisdom. I often hear people quote it, John said, Mary said, but many times that's all they got. But there's a deeper message. And so some of the scriptures today that we're going to be looking at, Proverbs 23:7, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The Bible is so masculine. As a person thinks in their heart, so are they. In Romans 12th chapter, 2nd verse, and be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind, which says you don't have to stay stuck in whatever the mindset is you're in right now. That's a powerful scripture. I mean, you could just about take that scripture if you didn't do anything else and get by pretty good in life. Proverbs 29, 18th chapter. Where there is no vision, the people perish. I often thought about that and said, how does that apply to me, to you? Where you have no vision, you won't realize your purpose. Everyone is created for a purpose. I don't think God sat up there and said, let me do something today. I think everything that was done for a purpose, when you look at the animals in the creation, like there's a beetle, there's a purpose to be food for someone else. I was looking at, off the coast of Florida, this seaweed that's coming in. Seaweed as big as half the United States is coming to the shores of Florida. But then the other side, that seaweed is feeding the shrimp, feeding all these other animals, and so probably, maybe they were just hungry, and that was God's way of saying, let's feed them. So everything has a purpose and a reason. One of the most powerful scriptures, the Habakkuk, only 3 pages, one of the shortest books in the Bible, and it says, write the vision and make it plain upon tablets, that he may run that readeth it. It goes on to say something else interesting. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it may tarry, wait for it, it will surely come to pass. In the Bible, whenever you hear the word wait, that's probably the most misinterpreted word of all. Some people interpret that means I don't have to do anything. Just wait on the Lord. He'll pay the bills. You heard that script, wait on the Lord. Well, if you really look at the translation, it's an active wait. It's a do all you can wait. And then God can do the rest. And so that idea of your vision is for an appointed time. As we start talking about reimagining our lives, an important message is to recognize that whatever vision we create has a life of its own. and that we have to plug into that vision. And then in Chronicles, 1 Chronicles 28th chapter, 9th verse, it's one of those states where the Lord searcheth all hearts and understandeth all of the imaginations of the thoughts. That's one of the few scriptures that ties in the idea of God with imagination. And it says, if thou seek him, he will be found of thee. In other words, when you understand the relationship between your thoughts and your imagination, God blesses you by manifesting that you want. There's a great quote from Mary Pickford. Now, there's only a handful of us who even know who Mary Pickford was. There's one. You know, some of the young people go, Mary Pickford. Who she sing with? Mary Pickford was a very popular actress back in kind of the silent era and in that transition. But she evidently was a very wise lady because she said this, you may have a fresh start any moment you choose. Now that's good to know right now after a third of the year has gone by. She goes on to say, although no one can go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start from now and make a brand new ending. Anyone can start from now and make a brand new ending. And so that's really the message today. Reimagining your life. How do you start from now? How do you reimagine your life so that you can take where you are right now and go where you want to be at the end of the year? I know we all had annual goals, right? And we wrote them down. Yes. Okay. When we assess our progress to date, what adjustments do we have to make now so that by the end of the year we'll be where we want to be? There are two questions, two thoughts. Where do I want to be? It's like the success GPS. The GPS of life requires two things, a destination and a location. If you don't have a location, you know the GPS is absolutely worthless. If you don't have a destination, the GPS is worthless. And so, where do you want to be, and where are you right now? We are where we are because of our thoughts, our emotions, our habits, and our relationships. So then the question is this. What do we have to do now to be where we want to be at the end of the year? Now, a lot of us have done well. I mean, and I don't take, a lot of us, we are right now exactly where we wanted to be, doing exactly what we wanted to do, and experiencing the results that we wanted to have. But I think it's like the 95% rule. That's not true for 95% of us. Most of us, where we are right now, may not be exactly where we want to be. Some of us, our lives may be in a mess. A friend of mine said, I always have more month at the end of the money. That's a hard way to live. More month at the end of the money. And that's good. I got you. More month at the end of the money. And I think many of us live our lives like that. For those of us who are doing well and in cycle, I say this, keep perking and working. Because whatever you're doing is obviously working, and so just do more of it. If you're getting results, increase your efforts, but keep perking and working. Let's say that together to all those who's got it going on. Keep perking and working. For the rest of us, we may be having health challenges. We may be having financial challenges. We may even have bad habits. Some of us may even have some addictions. We may be in a bad relationship, unfulfilling. We may be lonely. But this day, we make a decision for change. The second law of success, be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind, We don't have to stay stuck there. Someone said you can pass through H, but you don't have to stay there. Okay? Man, who's H? I won't say it. But you get the message. And so, how do we make that change in our lives based on where we are right now to be where we want to be at the end of the year? I have got to change. Let's say that together. I have got to change. And let's say it like we feel it because it's real. Together. I have got to change. You know, when people start thinking about changing, you often say, well, you got to get out the box. It's right. Yeah, you got to think outside the box. I was just watching The Matrix again. I love that series because it says an interesting premise that we all live in different programs, that everything is a program. And, you know, when we look at this artificial intelligence stuff, like, they may have something. But the idea of the matrix is there are different programs operating. When we say we got to get out of the box, the question is, how do you think outside the box? If you're in the box, that means that your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, and your relationships created that box. That's where we are. And so if you've created it, how do you get out of it? How do you think outside the box? And that's where we have the greatest power, the God power, the power of imagination. I'm going to read something from our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success, on page 80. Imagination is your power to form mental images of something not present to the senses. So that says through your imagination, you can see something that's not happening in your life right now. If you're broke, you can see yourself wealthy. If you're sick, you can see yourself whole. Albert Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. For knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the whole world, stimulating progress and giving birth to evolution. Your imagination is the connecting link between your own human consciousness and the universal consciousness. Through your imagination, the formless energy of the universal mind, the God mind, becomes the formed universe in your own mind. Through your imagination, you can create your reality. Your power of imagination is used to see beyond the appearances of your present condition to the possibilities of who you are and what you can become. That's a powerful statement, folks, because you have that tool at your hands. I'm going to give a little plug now for our upcoming workshop. On May 20th, right here, we're having a workshop called Using the 12 Universal Laws of Success. This is the textbook for the workshop, and the object is to take the laws of success and show you how to use them as a practical way to transform your lives. And so you can sign up in the lobby. Those of you out in cyberspace, you need to come on to Wilmington. We're only doing it live, so figure out a way to get here. You can register online, I think, with Venmo, and tell them that it's $47, so you tell them what that's for, and you get a book as part of your class when you come in. So that's our commercial. Okay, so everybody be here on May 20th. We're going to transform this place. We're going to take flying lessons. So now, this power of imagination embraces all feelings, embraces all thoughts. So you can imagine things you've never felt. You can imagine things you've never seen. You can have thoughts that you never had before. And that's why we have to say, go into the quiet place. We often use meditation because you can't find it in noise. Think about life as a house. And you know, you moved into the house and things are not going well, and you decide to have a yard sale. And you go up to the attic, and there's a big trunk there. And you've always wondered what was in that trunk. It was there when you moved in. And you open that trunk, and inside is money, diamonds, secrets. Well, that's the way the imagination works. When you go into the closet of your mind, you can make that connection to the God mind that now gives you the ability to see beyond what is. Your imagination can be the blueprint of your life. My imagination is the blueprint of my life. Let's say that together. My imagination is the blueprint of my life. Now that's a good thing, because now this gives you a roadmap. Proverbs 29:18 said, where there's no vision, the people perish. So when you have no vision, that means that you're not able to tune into your imagination. You'll never fulfill your purpose. You see, your vision is stimulated by your imagination. Otherwise, you never grow. And so the more we're a meditation church. And that's why we're having such blessings. We're a meditation church, a church that understands spiritual principles. So if our vision is fed by our imagination, then the question is, how do I access my imagination? How do I use my imagination to reimagine my life? Because that's what we want to do now. This day, we want to reimagine our lives in a way that we can go from where we are to where we want to be. So today I decided, I like to do demonstrations. And so I'm like, how can I demonstrate reimagine your life? Well, just do it. So I broke out my old tuxedo. I always saw myself as a ringleader of the circus sometimes. And by the way, we must send up some prayers for Sandra. Whenever the rain is here, she just felt so badly today. But she looked at my outfit and she said, where are you going? I said, to church. She said, you sure? And so I wanted to demonstrate the message today. I decided to reimagine myself. And you see what happens the moment I did it, everybody sees me differently. The moment you create a new image of yourself, the world will respond to you differently. So what are the steps to accessing your imagination? Muhammad Ali said something powerful. He said, the man who has no imagination has no wings. That means he's bound to the earth. That means he can never elevate himself high enough to see beyond what is. So, 7 steps to reimagine our lives. Step 1, reimagine your thoughts. Think some new thoughts. See a bigger vision of yourself. We can be in a situation in life where stuff is just coming down on us and be like the prodigal son. When you're in the pig pen of life, one thing he said, I don't belong here. And so if our thoughts are thoughts of lack and limitation, we say to ourselves, I don't belong here. Don't be so stuck in your present situation that you can't see your potential. It's hard, think about when they say, I spend my time fighting alligators. And when we're dealing with issues, health issues, money issues, relationship issues, those are like alligators. But through a new thought, you can see beyond the swamp. You might even figure out how to drain the swamp and get rid of the alligators. So think about new thoughts. Think of thoughts of health, thoughts of prosperity, thoughts of good relationship. Second key, reimagine your feelings. Now, feelings are powerful because feelings relate to the vibrations. Our feelings are related to our desire. And the law of manifestation, Einstein, E equals mc squared. The idea is really the principle that energy, vibration, is directly related to manifestation, M. So your feelings attract into your life what you experience. When you meet a lot of mean people, don't get mad with the people, go look in the mirror. Everybody you meet, you're calling into your life based on the vibrations you send. I represented a guy who was a pickpocket in New York. And I asked him, how do you decide whose pocket to pick? He said, I watch the way they move. He said, if they move indecisively and kind of looking around like, wow. That's the one. Because I know they're not paying attention. How do you reimagine your feelings? Focus on your passion. We can be so involved with our existence that we forget the stuff that we got excited about. Chris, I bet when you wanted to sing as a young man, you couldn't think of nothing but singing, right? Every chance somebody got, hey, you want to sing, Chris? Ooh. But that's what it is. Whatever you're passionate about, that's what helps you create the feelings to attract into your life that which is congruent with what you're passionate about. I recommend that you make a list of the things you're excited about. One of the things about getting older, I don't even like that term. One of the things about getting smarter is that we can think about the things we like. So today, let's make a list of the things that you're excited about. Go back to those things that you're like, man, I want to go here. I want to go to Egypt. I want to go here. So many of you travel. The things that you're excited about create a vibration that literally attracts that into your life. Any new feeling creates a new vibration. Now, here's the biggie. Reimagine your goals. Review your bucket list. You know, we talk about the bucket list. I remember writing a bucket list, and then I lost the list. And the funny thing is, if you go back, it's going to be hard to write it again because you made that bucket list when you were in a certain vibration. So go back to your bucket list. Look at those things that you wanted to do. Maybe you got so distracted, stuff happens, life comes at you. You didn't get them done. Well, go back and do them because reimagining your goals now gives you a new direction in your life. Also, as you get new thoughts and new feelings, that encourages new goals. So once you change your thinking and change your feelings, you're going to make some new goals. You're going to look at some of the old goals and say, I don't think I want to do that. That was somebody else's goal. I was just trying to make them happy. Take baby steps on your goals, though. Sometimes when we go through this reimagination process, we get so excited that we try to do too much. I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 2 weeks. Remember, the vision is for an appointed time. And 2 weeks is not it. So don't undermine your activity. Take baby steps. That builds your confidence. Number 4, commit to a timeline. This is the biggie because what's the difference between a goal and a wish? Action. Time. So a goal is a wish with a time. A wish is a goal without a time. I wish I could get rich. I wish I could be 7'2". That might be hard. I won't discount it, but nothing is impossible, but it may be impossible based on the constraints of the goal. When you commit to a timeline, that gives you a frame of reference to operate from a time perspective. And so as you begin the rest of this year, whatever activities you entertain, ask yourself, is this the best use of my time right now when I consider my goals, my vision, and my purpose? And then act accordingly. That alone will help get you there. Number 5, reimagine your habits. You know, we have habits. We create the habit, but after a while, the habit creates us. My old neighborhood drunk, man. I started out, I used to drink a beer every night. Now I have to drink a beer every night. So your habits create. So imagine some new habits. Do new things. Expand. I love the song you were talking about, wonder. Expand your capacity to wonder. You know, kids are always curious. They want to know about this. As long as we can maintain our curiosity, we will maintain our youth. Number 6. Woo. Reimagine your relationships. That can be a toughie because there are 2 types of relationships. There are relationships from and relationships to. There's sometimes it's like, I just want to get out of this relationship. I don't know where I'm going, but I know I'm going out of here. But the strongest relationships are those are relationships to, where you're going to what you want. I say this, as we go forward, take some time to make a list. What is the ideal person that you would like to meet? A person who's hardworking, compassionate, who treats their mother nicely, who has good credit. Okay? But I'm saying that once we begin to put a picture and a face on the person we want, we'll develop better relationships. And finally, number 7, keep going and growing. Life is an evolutionary process. When you win, hallelujah. When you lose, it's a lesson. And so to realize that everything you do is that process of trying, and you either succeed or you learn what not to do, or you learn what's different to do. When we get into that idea of going and growing, it really gives us a profound power. So let's review quickly what we've talked about today. We want to reimagine our thoughts, thinking positive thoughts. We want to reimagine our feelings, focusing on our passion and the things that bring us joy. We want to reimagine our goals based on new thoughts and new feelings. We want to commit to a timeline so we always enjoy the value of God's. Time is God's gift to us. What we do with it is our gift to God. We want to reimagine our habits. You know, one of the beautiful things about this church is now we're in the habit of giving, the habit of tithing. And we can see it's manifesting in the church. We're priming the pump. Reimagine the relationships. To be very careful about who you want to come into your life, because those that you seek will find you. And then finally realize that we can keep going and growing, that there's always another day. There's always another way. It's not how many times you stumble down, but it's the number of times you pick yourself up off the ground and keep moving on to meet your goals. So let's stand and close out. I hope this was helpful today. Are y'all ready to go out and reimagine yourself? Yes. Are you ready to go out and reimagine yourself? Yes. Yes, I knock them over. Okay. I think new thoughts.
I think new thoughts.
I create new feelings.
I create new feelings.
I develop new goals.
I develop new goals.
I commit to a timeline.
I commit to a timeline.
I implement new habits.
I implement new habits.
I attract positive relationships.
I attract
Positive relationships. I keep going and growing.
I keep going and growing.
Always knowing
Always knowing
the best is yet to come. Give yourselves a hand. Thank you. You may be seated. Wow. Woo. Huh. It's that time, folks. It's time to do our collection. Let me see, we have our collection words on the screen. They're coming up. There we go. Together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive, and so it is. The ushers will take up our collection, and we'll hear from Chris. Whoopee! Beautiful.
I ain't from Texas, but I made my way from Dallas, and I know the lonesome sound is following. I'm not a gambler, but I can recognize a hand and when to hold when the queens are staring back at me. Once I was a carpenter, and man, my hands were calloused. I could swing a metal mallet sure and straight. But I took to the highway, a poet young and hungry, and I left the timbers lying where they lay. Forever I will move like the world that turns beneath me, and when I lose my direction, I'll look up to the sky. And when the black cloak drags upon the ground, I'll be ready to surrender and remember we're all in this together. If I live the life I'm given, I won't be scared to die. I don't come from Detroit, but her diesel motors pulled me, and I followed till I finally lost my way. Now I spend my days in search of a woman we call purpose. If I ever pass back through her town, I'll stay. Forever I will move like the world that turns beneath me, and when I lose my directions, I'll look up to the sky. And when the black dress drags upon the ground, I'll be ready to surrender and remember we're all in this together. If I live the life I'm given, I won't be scared to die. My life is but a coin pulled from an empty pocket, dropped into a slot with dreams of sevens close behind. Hope and fear go with it, and the moon and the sun go spinning like the numbers and the fruit before my eyes. Sometimes I hit, sometimes it robs me blind. Sometimes I hit, sometimes it robs me blind. But forever I will move like the world that turns beneath me. When I lose my direction, I'll look up to the sky. And when the black cloak drags upon the ground, I'll be ready to surrender and remember we're all in this together. If I live the life I'm given, I won't be scared to die.
right, man. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Sharon. Let us be still inside a moment and give thanks for this offering. Give thanks for this offering of love, of money substance, of spirit, of commitment. We give thanks that this offering will grow and multiply, that the presence and power and mission of this church will expand in your hearts, that we tithe, that we support the church, because good things are coming from Unity of Wilmington. We give thanks, Father, for all the good that this will do in helping glorify your word and lifting us up on one accord. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
And so we come to almost the end. Time for the announcements. This was a great day, and the sun has come out. Hey, we got the rain and the sun is out. For our announcements, Chris Mullen will be our prayer partner today. You will find him over here in the corner. If you wish to join him for some prayerfulness time, please do so. There's also our prayer box there where you can put in your prayerfulness notes that will be prayed here for 30 days and then sent on to Silent Unity for another 30 days. And I will tell you, Silent Unity is a very great support for whatever is in your head and in your heart at any given point. Our Ladies' Lunch for May takes place this Wednesday, May 3rd, and that will be at the Oceanic, and it will be at 11:15 a.m. So there's a sign-up sheet in the community room. If you care to join the ladies for lunch this week, please do so. Our new member class is next Saturday. It'll run from 10 to 12. There is also a sign-up sheet for that, so please, if you are interested in becoming a member officially, do so. It's a very interesting class. We explore how we got here and where we are, and hopefully where we will be going. Our May meditation and prayer program on the third Wednesday of the month, which will be May 17th, will be Kirtan, and that will be at 7 o'clock on the 17th of May, a prayer from the heart of the soul. They're very enjoyable, and every month is a different experience, so please join us. Also, we are planning in advance our fall fundraiser, and we are looking for people who will be involved with that. So immediately after the service, Trish and Gail will be happy to join you over here. If you are interested in being part of the planning committee, have some wonderful ideas as to what we can do and what you are willing to do and how you are helping us to do one of our major fundraisers for the year. So over here in the corner. Also, reiterating what Dr. Harris said, on the 20th, he will be having his class on the 12 Universal Laws of Success. So there's a sign-up sheet for that here and online, but it will be in person. And that's about it. One other reminder, a couple weeks ago, we came out with Unity cards. They're in the back in a basket. They'll tell you a little bit about Unity, so when somebody says to you, and where do you go to church? You can tell them. You can also remind them that this is the place where you get to emulate and exude all our principles as to why we are all the faces of God. So they're in the back. They're little packets, and they tell you there's a little cheat sheet that tells you how to start a conversation or what to say. So thank you. So now if you will stand me as we start our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And now we sing.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
May the wisdom of God uplift us. May the power of God protect us. May the guidance of God watch over us and make smooth and beautiful our way. And together we say, and so it is.